Hello guys and welcome back. We are here with our week 2 match in CPC against the San Antonio Sparce, coached by Will. I have to say before this match, this is going to be a fairly short match, a short narration I must say, because again I'm kind of pressured for time. This is my only day in between two holidays and I have to record some other things, and I also have to still pack my stuff before I go and such. So I think and I hope starting from next week, maybe the week after, the narrations will be a bit longer. I will be going a bit more over the teams. I will be going over the plays a bit more, but just I'm a bit rushed as of late. Also, this match happened I think over around a week ago, and I must say when this match happened, I also was really busy and I was about to go on my first holiday, so I kind of rushed my team prep. Didn't put that much time and effort into it, and also the day of battling was just, I think the first day I was quite sick, and yeah, I just had a terrible cold, and I had a big headache, so every time I was trying to think about a play, I just got a big headache, and it was more or less me trying to do my best, but it was more or less just clicking buttons and hoping for the best. So yeah, we will see if that has really hurt me or not. So I'll be going over the teams really quickly. So you can see my team, you can see his team. His team is kind of what I expected to be. He brought the Gengar and the Megalopian, which are really big offensive threats, especially against my team. He brought the Gorbis, so I expect him to be a Shell Smash Baton Pass variant. Didn't really prep that much for Gorbis, but I think I've prepped enough for it. Then a defensive core of Umbreon, Cresselia and Skarmory. One mon he didn't brought, I was really afraid of, was his for Corona. I'm quite happy that he didn't. Yeah, I think overall this were like his 6 best mons to bring versus me. And the team I brought is the Mega Gardevoir, the Milotic, the Shaman, the Ninjas, the Nidoking and the Latios. The Mega Gardevoir, it's more of a bulky Mega Gardevoir. It has Wish Protect, Hyper Voice. It's kind of to be able to deal with like more of his bulky mons. Milotic is a Spadef variant. Is able to take 2 Thunderbolts from a life of Gengar. Overall, the other move, it's just a fairly standard Milotic. I believe it's with Scald, Toxic, Recover, and one other move. I think it's Dragon Tail for phasing, because I don't want to be set up fodder. Then the Shaman is a defensive Shaman. Is able to take 2 hits from the Megalopian. Also has the lead sheet, the protect for high jump cakes, and just helps with the lead sheet, synthesis, and the seed flare. Ninjask is an offensive Ninjask. It has protect for fake out from Megalopian mainly, and then Baton Pass to Baton Pass speed in things like Nidoking. And as offensive moves, I run Aerial Ace and Night Slash. I thought this would be best at that time to be able to revenge like Megalopian and Gengar. Definitely, you will see in the match. In hindsight, if I brought a Ninjask, I probably should have brought a Mono Air Slash, Aerial Ace with like Sword Stance for better Baton Pass shenanigans, or just like Bug Step to hit his walls a bit more, or just U-turn for initiative. I shouldn't have run Night Slash Aerial Ace. That's a bit of a mistake from my part. Then Nidoking. Nidoking is my wall breaker this time. It also has Stealth Rocks because it was the only mon I could fit rocks on, and with his team I kind of wanted rocks because it hurts his offensive threats a bit, and his defensive checks he can't freely switch them in and out. And besides that, it's just a wall breaker. It has Earthquake, just in general stab. It has the Thunder Punch specifically for Skarmory, and it has the Mega Horn for Umbreon and especially for Cresselia. Then Latios was like a last minute addition. In the end I decided I really wanted default versus team because I didn't want Skarmory or such to just hesitate me. So I ran default Latios. Then I thought, okay, what's the best Latios? can't really deal that well with his wall, so I decided, okay, I ran Scarf Latios, enough speed to able to outspeed Gengar, able to outspeed Megalopony, able to outspeed Corbis at +2. And as offensive move, I definitely wanted Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt hits Corbis really hard, so I can stop that. Also hits the Skarmory really hard, because not much on my team hits Skarmory that hard. And then I run then Defog, and as last two moves I decided Trick would be nice to trick one of his walls, my Scarf, if I see that I don't really need my Scarf anymore. And as last move I run Psyshock, because I thought with Scarf I'm kinda a revenger for Gengar and Megalopony, so Psyshock is the best. In the end, due to this, I'm hard walled by Cresselia and Umbreon. I thought in my prep, when I was not feeling that well, I was thinking, okay, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm probably not going to stay in on them. Even if I would have Draco, I would do max like 40, maybe just a bit less than 50%, like 30-40% ish, if they are split def. But yeah, in hindsight, Draco was definitely the better option, because Draco plus Thunderbolt just hits his whole team for at least quite some damage. So those are already, I will already point out that I made some prep mistakes on my part, and you will see in the match how they will turn out. I must say, this match is over quite early, but isn't over quite early. So if you think, what the fuck are you saying, you will just have to watch. So we're starting the match, and as people are saying, we're both starting for game. I decided to go with Ninjask. I thought he could maybe lead with his Megalopony or his Gengar, and I thought Ninjask would be a nice matchup against both of them. And if he lead with one of his walls, I could switch in dedicated answers for them. Skarmory, like Nidoking, could come in and start breaking his team. Cresselia or Umbreon, Gardevoir could come in, so I decided to go with Ninjask. He decided to go with Corbis. So immediately I'm fearing that he would go Shell Smash turn 1, and I decide that my best play is to go hard into Latios, because I calced, and even at +2 I outspeed. I think in my prep, because I rushed, I didn't took that into consideration, so I was lucky to outspeed it, and I knew Thunderbolt would either just KO it or bring it back down to its sash, and then I could try to revenge it with one of my other mons. So I just go hard into Latios. He also doesn't really want me to set up, and he also doesn't want to set up this early with his Corbis, so he just goes for a safe Ice Beam. It hits my Latios, doesn't even do 50%. So I can see he's not really offensive. He doesn't have life up or such, so I'm thinking he's more, yeah. I don't think in the match I was really thinking, okay, now he's this or that. I was thinking, okay, he doesn't do that much damage, but I just will go for the Thunderbolt here. I'm Scarfed. He thinks I'm probably going to drop a Draco, so he goes out into Skarmory. I hit him with a big Thunderbolt. I do some calcs. It's per def, but it can take 2 Thunderbolts. Just go for another safe Thunderbolt, because I thought this point it was not 100% revealed I was Scarfed, so I was thinking, okay, just let me go for Thunderbolt. Maybe he overpredicts and thinks I'm going to drop a Draco. So just save Thunderbolt. Yeah, so Cresselia comes in. I switch out into my Gardevoir, thinking it can really take on Cresselia. I was just at this time just making really standard plays, not paying too much attention. He makes a nice double into Corbis. I don't know which one he exactly expected, maybe something like Mind Attack, but I've Gardevoir in, I'm calcing. Even with not much special attack investment I thought I had a very decent chance to either kill it or bring it down to its sash, so I could kill it later on or get up rocks. It's killed on the switch, and I think I could deal with everything he would Shell Smash into. So I just go for the Hyper Voice, and here you will see one of the things that makes this match a bit longer than it had to be. So I go for Hyper Voice and I get a crit. So, and after the match we talked, it's definitely mattered. he had a really bulky Gorbis with a lot of HP and SPDEF, able to take one Hyper Voice from my Gardevoir. He said he would have Shell Smashed up, as I would have done really quite a lot of damage. Then he would have Dawn Passed out into Gengar. What probably would have happened was I also Hyper Voiced, because that was my best move, so I Hyper Voiced as Gengar came in. Gengar would take around 50%, he had the White Herb, he said, so around 50%. Gengar kills me by Gardevoir. I go out into Milotic. I know rocks are not up, so I can take it +2 Thunderbolt, take a +2 Thunderbolt, kill him with a Scald. Or what I also could have done was go hard into Milotic as he went into Gengar, taking a hit and Dragon Tailed him out, because Gorbis was really low, so it was not likely he would Shell Smash again, and that would have meant I could have preserved my Gardevoir, and also my Milotic had really low HP, but it could still recover up on his walls. So that either would have been my best, my 2 series of plays. I think I would have gone for the first, because I was really in the mode of I want this match to be over with. I was just clicking buttons. If I would have really fought it out, I would have gone hard into Milotic, but all of these things doesn't matter because I scored a crit. So he brings out his Gengar. I just go into my dedicated wall to this. That's my Milotic. He reveals to have Shadow Ball and to be Life Orb. Doesn't take too much damage. I'm thinking I could recover up here, but he probably is going to switch in one of his bulky things that can quite easily deal with my Milotic. So let me just go for a Scald. If I get a Scald Burn on one of them, it's really nice, because that means that they are on a timer. But no, he decides that he would just go for a Sludge Bomb. I don't really know why he did this. He also scored a poison. You will see that it doesn't really matter. But I get a big Scald off, but yeah, he's now and I get a burn, but it doesn't really matter, because he dies to the, yeah, it kind of matters, but he dies to the next Scald. But the question now is, it did 34%, and I'm at after the poison I'm at 35%, so I think this might be a roll if he goes for Sludge Bomb, but you will see here. I also decided not to kind of really preserve my take, because it was like, okay, I could switch in maybe Latios here, but yeah, Latios has taken an Ice Beam before. I don't know if it can take a Sludge Bomb from this range, and he reveals to have Thunderbolt. I don't know why he didn't want to go for it at first, but yeah, that was his decision. He kills my Milotic, but due to the burn I scored, also the Gengar also goes down. So this is kinda, so the burn is kinda big. As also killed his Gengar. I had revenges for it, but he could have preserved it for some other time. So the second thing that makes this match a bit shorter, he goes out into Milotic, he goes out into Megalopin as I go out into Nidoking, because I think if he goes in one of his bulky things, Nidoking is kind of able to take it on, but he decides to go into Megalopin, even when I have a Scarf Latios and a Ninjask. And Shaman can easily take an Ice Punch, and is able to scare this thing out. I think I just go for a Lead Sheet, as I do. Here I'm thinking, okay, Shaman can't really take on the Cresselia that well, but I thought, okay, with Lead Sheet up, Gardevoir is really can really take it on quite well. If he goes for something like Calm Minds or such, I still am able to take it on. But he goes for Toxic and he puts my Gardevoir on timer, and this is really big, because I was like a Wish Protect set. Could have maybe outstalled his more bulky things, but with his Toxic, those things doesn't really matter. What I should have done, if I thought clearly, should have just protected with Shaman, because Gardevoir I knew could like always stop the Cresselia if it didn't pack Toxic. It just didn't cross my mind that his Cresselia would pack Toxic. I thought, yeah, I just didn't think Toxic Cresselia would come to this match. For some reason, I just didn't cross my mind. Let my Gardevoir get Toxic, and that's just really unfortunate for me. As you will see later on in the game, he goes out into his Skami. I'm just setting up a Wish, as I can just try to Wish Pass, or So I got a Nidoking. I know I can take any one hit from Skarmory. He just roosts up. Then I'm just clicking buttons in this, I'm just setting up rocks here just to get some damage. Here I'm thinking, okay, I need to get damage on this Cresselia as much as possible, especially now Gardevoir is on the timer, and also I don't think he's going to expect this, so I'm going for Mega Horn and I miss. So yeah, that's the third thing that definitely really sucks, because that Mega Horn, as you will see later on, is definitely a 2-hit KO, as he indeed expected me to switch out, went for a Moonblast. So I'm thinking, okay, I just am going to keep clicking Mega Horn. I'm putting him really low, but this time he just goes for a Psyshock, does really big damage. So if I just had that first one, and if I just had hit it 2 Mega Horns in a row, Sally would have been dead and Nidoking would have been healthy for the rest of his team, and this game would have been a bit more in my favor. But the other two things with mainly with the Gorbis that shifted that helped those things helped me, and if I didn't crit the Gorbis or with the Skull Burn, then it would have been more in his favor. So all those three things yeah, kind of really suck. I'm just thinking, okay, maybe he's going to stay in, because yeah, what would he switch in? Skarmory switching is a bit obvious at this point in time, but yeah, he still decides that Skarmory is his best play, so he just goes out with Skarmory as a Mega Horn. I connect, which is kind of unfortunate, because this means I take Life Orb plus Rocky Helmet and I die. So if I would have missed this one, I would have been happy, but I connect. I didn't expect SPDF Rocky Helmet Skarmory also, but yeah, Nidoking goes down and it's 4-4, but yeah, I'm just going to put this on fast now, because from this point onward it becomes quite a stally match. And this match will last quite long. As you see, Cresselia, Umbreon and Skarmory, those three can quite well deal with my team. If my Gardevoir wasn't toxic, I think this would have been more in my favor, but due to the toxic on Mega Gardevoir, my Gardevoir is on a timer. It can deal with Cresselia and Umbreon that well. Shaman can quite well deal with them, because later on it will be revealed Skarmory doesn't pack Brave Bird, so Shaman with Leech Seed and Seed Flare can take them on, but the problem is the PP War, and he has 3 mons. I have mainly the Shaman for them, so it means as Gardevoir is on a timer, so Shaman is going to lose that PP War in the end, and that's how the match will turn out. Ninjask, it will hit the field, won't do that much, and Latios, yeah, it has the Thunderbolt for the Skarmory, but it can't really deal with the other two. So I believe here I'm going for the trick, because I don't expect him to stay in. I don't really need the Scarf that much, so I'm able to trick the Umbreon. So the Umbreon isn't going to do that much this match, but Cresselia plus Skarmory can quite easily deal with Shaman, because Shaman kind of has to take them on his own, because Latios is walled by the Cresselia, Ninjask is walled by the Skarmory, and my Gardevoir is on a timer and kind of walled by Skarmory, but so yeah, that's mainly the problem, and I will just let the match keep running here on fast until something happens, and then I will try to commentate. I think I'll be putting some maybe some nice music on here, and yeah, then you can just watch this match. So yeah, let's just watch the match, and you will hear from me if something important happens. I segment I think around here I'm really noticing Game My Gardevoir every time it comes in. It's just getting lower and lower, so I think a couple of turns later I will just sack it off, as you will see. So here I sack off my Mech Gardevoir finally, because due to the toxic it's getting lower and lower. And then I'm putting in Ninjask, and I'm just going for Night Slash, trying to crit this Cresselia down at this point. That's like my only way of winning, is getting Cresselia out of the way, because Latios with Thunderbolt, Umbreon's really low, Skarmory it can be dealt with the Thunderbolt, and Shaman can kind of deal with the Mega Lopunny still, and Ninjask also can deal with it. So I'm just going for Night Slash, 30%. Okay, I think I need some crits. Trishock doesn't do. I get my wish back, so that's nice. So can go for another one, and I scored the first crit, which is really nice, as he just wants this Ninjask out of the way, goes for Trishock, and here it is. If this Cresselia stays in and I get another crit, it dies. I don't know why he doesn't want to go hard into Skarmory. He sacks off his Umbreon here. I don't know what he is expecting. Maybe he's still, but he sacks his Umbreon. Now he goes out to Skarmory, and you will see from here, due to the damage, Cresselia is at around 41%. So if Latios had like Draco Meteor, and I would get Latios in on Skarmory, predict this Cresselia right, and kill it with some, two Dracos, or Thunderbolt into Draco if it stays in. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have that, and it doesn't really matter at all. So we're going to watch the match some more, and yeah, this is just how the match will turn out. Here I make the double out into Ninjask, knowing I can survive a one Stealth switch in, as he probably is going to bring in his Cresselia. I'm going for the Night Slash. Maybe if with a high roll crit I might take it out, but it's more or less that I'm trying. Maybe if he chokes, if I get the Cresselia really low, then like Latios could Latios plus Shaman can still win the game. But yeah, he just recovers up. He could have just went hard to Skarmory, but he decided to recover here, and yeah, that's pretty much the game, because Ninjask goes down here. It was already kind of game, but I was still playing off him choking, or just differential wise, maybe I could just kill one off, and then it would only be a 2-0. But yeah, you will see just the match. I will let it run. It will be sped up, so don't worry. Here we are, Shaman against the world. Is he able to do it? No, he just doesn't have the PP. He doesn't have the PP to do it. Also Cresselia packs Toxic, so he can put the Shaman on a timer. Here I'm hoping to get the 100 turns, but you will just see that we will just fell short. I think the match ends at like turn 97. At the end of the match, Will wins with a 3-0. Congratulations to Will. This was not a match. This was probably not how we both expected to go. How this match would have went. It would have been, I think, a far shorter match if everything just went like hex free at the beginning. But yeah, it's the game we play, and yeah, for me it was like. I'm thinking this team definitely it lacked the necessary prep. I think also I maybe could have played a bit better at the beginning, and also just me being sick. All those 3 factors just didn't really help me that much. But still, Will had a nice prep, had a nice plan for me, and yeah, he was able to win this game 3-0. And I don't know which week it will be, but he is in our division, so we will definitely face him again this season, and I'm definitely looking forward to that match. I hope the circumstances will be a lot better then, and they probably will. And until then, we're now 1-1 with I think a +1 differential, or a 0 differential. I don't really remember, but yeah, we will just have to start winning again from next week. And next week we will facing quite a nice opponent. It's the guy. It's Ape, and Ape is currently in MPL. He's doing quite alright, and he's also a really solid smoke on player in Uber, so he definitely knows the game and definitely knows how to play it. And yeah, we definitely have to try to out prep him, and also make some good plays to be able to win that game. So yeah, we will see how that will go next week. And until then, so bye guys.